We have a company, a human capital solution firm. We actually help organizations to recruit, retain, and develop diverse talent.
What have you seen during the pandemic? Were you struggling at all, or did you find some opportunities in
Yeah.
it? Or
So we were one of those unique businesses that were able to pivot. We're in the diversity, equity, and inclusion space. So there was a unique opportunity over the last year where companies were a lot more thoughtful about that work. So we were able to grow our business during that time. But more importantly, how do we make sure we leverage that opportunity to empower? We're kind of building an ecosystem approach to supporting the networks that we're supporting as well. So one, we've done well as our own business, but making sure that others are also able to realize those opportunities as well.
one thing that some folks with the chamber were talking about was pivoting
Yes.
when your business doesn't work. Is that
And that was my thing. When House of Vegans was, actually I was opening Good Brother Book Cafe while House of Vegans was open. But when I noticed that House of Vegans was actually taking a dive due to the pandemic and Governor Wolf's second shutdown during that holiday season is where we lost 65 to 70% of our business because nobody was coming out. And then once I had to shut my doors, I pivoted to Good Brothers full time and focused on building that brand and building the coffee brand as well, hoping to one day get House of Vegans back.
Can you talk about your business and what you saw, and then overall, as a chamber member, what you saw with the pandemic and where we are now?
Our business offers construction cleaning services. So during the first 2 weeks after the pandemic was announced, construction was shut down completely. So we were all sitting, and a lot of the individuals in our industry were talking about what they were going to do. And we in the chamber talked about pivoting. We did a little bit of training. Our company pivoted into sterilization with the help of Governor Wolf and Deputy Secretary Kerry Kirkland. They developed a program that would sterilize the Capitol, and so my company became a part of that. And I'm eternally grateful because we stayed afloat during those months, providing those services to businesses who needed sterilization services, which was also in our wheelhouse with regard to cleaning.
So that was obviously very, very tough for us, especially as retailers, because we had to close our retail showroom. I know that last year everyone overused the word pivot, but that is what we had to do. And we did start to manufacture masks. Our customers started asking for masks with our fun and funky designs on them. So we started to do that. But as we did that, we just realized that, people had such a need, and people were buying masks for their families, and our designer masks were a little pricey, so we just started sourcing from everywhere so that we could get masks at a really good price, really low price, so people could buy it for their families as well. And then we actually ended up doing a giving campaign. We were able to give away around 2,000 masks last year to the local community, so we took some proceeds from the sales of the masks and gave them away too, because since we started our brand, and really why I think we're still here, is that community connection that we have. So we wanted to survive, but also, give back to the community as well.
And we're more than a year into the pandemic, and we're about a year from the last time that we talked about the situation. What's worked and what hasn't worked, generally speaking, for both your business and for business in general?
Yeah, I think that when you interviewed me last year, I was very optimistic, and giving a voice of resiliency and hope. And I think that was true, particularly at the time. But as we looked at the end of the year 2020, a lot of businesses didn't survive. And a lot of businesses didn't have access to PPP. And a lot of businesses didn't gain those very critical small business grants that they needed. So we said, by the end of 2020, December, we have to do something different. And that's what the Pennsylvania Chamber for Black-Owned Business was birthed.
And is that what the chamber's going to do then? Just sort of be that overall group that can help fill in those
gaps, right? So we saw that access to capital was a very serious problem. That's why we brought in as a foundational partner Lindustry, the company who's best figured out how to direct capital to black-owned businesses. The best, Everett Sands, their CEO, has been interviewed by Congress multiple times on how he's able to do this. So we brought him in as a foundational partner. And I think that's something that doesn't get enough, is that we have foundational partners in the industry and foundational partners in the PA Chamber of Business industry. And that coupled together is amazing.